This story never gets any easier to tell, but sometimes the hardest stories are the ones we just have to tell. Now understand that almost 25 years ago, I started as a financial advisor. I was a salesman in a suit telling you, put your money away, set and forget it, save it forever, and hopefully someday you'll have something. 4 years into it, my dad reached out to me. He said, Chris, I'm 61 years old. I'm tired of this. Like, I've worked and slaved at these jobs. I think this job is gonna literally kill me from the stress of this work. I want out. Now, I had never seen his finances before, but I knew he was a penny-pinching, cheap son of a gun, right? He was the kind of guy that bought everything in bulk. He even bought our cereal in bulk. We literally ate Cap'n Crunch for an entire year straight because it was on sale. But as I looked at his finances, I said, Dad, here's the deal. You've done a great job. You've paid off all your debt. Your house is paid off free and clear. He did that in only 18 years, by the way. So he was 100% debt-free. He'd been stuffing money in his 401k, getting the company match, just like you've probably heard on other crappy videos out here about financial education. You Google this stuff. He was doing it to a T. And I had to tell him, I was like, Dad, at 61 years old, if you were to retire today, you have enough money to pretty much last for about 5 or 6 years, and then you run out, you pretty much have to die at this point. Okay, Chris, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted some hope here. I wanted some answers. You just told me that I'm gonna have to die in 5 or 6 years. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, what do I do? I don't know, Dad. Like, literally, you've done everything right. You've done everything that I teach all of our clients to do. You've done it to a T. I don't know. Your only hope is either work longer, maybe sell your house and get the equity out of the house because now you have this paid off house, but so what? It's not paying you a dime. Like, literally, you just need more money. And so my dad walked away pretty disappointed. I walked away even more disappointed because I've been selling this dream and I was watching my future unfold because I was on the same path as my dad. I was trying to be cheap. I was saving just like him, only to find out that it didn't work. Was that gonna be my future too? Was that gonna be every other client's future? That's when, of course, I reached out to a friend who I trained to be a financial advisor, but then he went to go do this crazy thing called real estate investing. And I thought for sure he was probably broke. I figured it was just some pipe dream, he wouldn't make any money. But I called him, he said, Chris, my life is awesome. In fact, my dad and I have partnered on some real estate deals, and we've now doubled his income as a professor at the university down the road here. I said, wait a minute, hold on. You've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 months. Are you saying that you've now doubled your dad's income? That basically he's now work optional? He can work only because he wants to, not because he has to? Yeah, that's exactly it. Oh, come on, man. That's too good to be true. There's no way that's possible. No freaking way. He's like, Chris, how many of your clients are actually financially free where they're not worrying about money? I said, well, come on, even the retired ones. I mean, even they're worrying about outliving their money, so they all worry about money. He's like, okay, great. So nobody's free. Got it. How about this, Chris? How many of you guys as financial advisors are financially free? Because if anybody has it figured out, shouldn't it be you? And I started kind of doing this mental inventory of the people in my office. And I realized there's guys who've been working since the 1970s. Well, they can't retire either. They seem just as broke as everybody else. I said, well, maybe none. There's your problem. And it was at that moment I started to realize I could take that matrix red pill, right? I kind of went to this whole other world. One, I realized that the financial advising world doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It will continue to not work. And we have stats over and over to prove it. Fidelity has their stats coming out. Only 2% of their people, 900,000 of their clients have at least $1 million or more. But 35% of them surveyed said it would take a miracle to be able to retire because they know they can't live on that 3% a year, that $30,000 a year. It's not enough. They need at least multi-millions to be able to finally have some kind of retirement. And that's not easy when all of a sudden the market blips in 3 days, as we saw in April 2025. 3 days, you lose 10%. Just like that, it's gone. Imagine if you had $1 million at that point and now you have $900,000 in less than a week. You've lost $100,000 in less than a week. That's crazy. That's insane. So I love to tell you there's a big happy ending for my dad, but there really wasn't, right? I mean, he did work into his 70s until he was forced to no longer work anymore because health-wise, he couldn't do it. He's now still alive in his 80s. Guys, he's alive, but he's not really living. Now, on my side, because I did break free of that, I started going to things like real estate investing. I did find out that it wasn't about compounding interest. It's about how do I compound my income? How do I get my money to pay me income right now? Not in 40 years from now, but today. So this is what really is my inspiration behind Money Ripples. This is why I'm doing this channel, because his story, I want to make sure that this doesn't happen. That's why, for example, like I have one client that's actually out near Boston, Massachusetts. He came to us. He's like, hey, I've been investing. I'm a pretty smart guy, but I'm sick and tired of it not paying me money. And so as he did different investments, and this guy, I mean, he moved forward. He took action. And the cool thing is, guys, he's well over $10,000 a month of passive income already. We had another woman, she only had $600,000. She didn't have millions to invest, she had $600,000. But investing in different types of real estate deals that were paying at least 10, 12% a year is now paying her over $70,000 a year, which now allows her to be financially independent, where she's literally work optional. All the work she's doing is gravy. It just keeps building her assets. It helps her grow her money more, but she's not required to have to keep working. She can now live life on her own terms instead of having life dictate it to her or waiting for that market correction to finally come back around before she can finally retire. She doesn't have to worry about that because we're not worried about stock markets. We're not worried about all that stuff. So for you, in your life, you might be wondering, how do I do that? Here's the next easy step. In the description below, there's actually a passive income calculator that you can try out for free. Now, this passive income calculator, you can put in your numbers. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how well you know your numbers. And in that time period, you'll find out how much passive income you could legitimately create in the next 12 months. So go ahead and try that out right now.